Back in Week 2, the Bears lost an instant classic in their first matchup against the Chiefs. Can Kansas City do it again? The answer comes your way next on Madden Football.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. We count down to kickoff in what should be an epic one here, as it'll be the AFC champion Kansas City Chiefs taking on the NFC champions, the Chicago Bears. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
So it all comes down to this. We are ready, and Super Bowl 58 off and running from New Orleans. And we will not have a return, so the first drive of this Super Bowl will begin at the 25. The KC offense set to go, led as always by the gunslinger, a former MVP in this league. It's Patrick Mahomes.
And he spoke very eloquently and passionately on Media Day about what a victory here would mean for him. He knows this just isn't any other game. This is the kind of game that stays with you for a lifetime. If there's anyone on this field, right here.
Right to the air is Mahomes. He'll get this complete to Kadarius Toney. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He was a 1,000-yard receiver during the regular season, and that's his first catch of this Super Bowl, and he picks up the first down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is a receiver's got to make sure he works a defender towards the middle of the field to give himself.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They fake the give. Now Mahomes. And he's left with no.
The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
To throw again on 2nd down. Mahomes. And this one caught by. Defensively, you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all?
And a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. And some room to work. And they bring this one back. A fumble return for a Bears touchdown.
Brandon, this is the Super Bowl. A touchdown scored in any game is big. In this one, it's massive.
And he's got it to make it 7-0 in favor of the Bears. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Kansas City taking the field for their second drive. They trail 10. Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
A good gain on first has him set up with second and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Here's Jerick McKinnon, his first carry of the ball game. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, so it was looking good, but nothing there, and now it's 3rd down and inches. That now brings up a very interesting identical situation on third down.
Yeah, people couldn't see us on camera, but I love how you motioned to me like, throw the ball. This is maybe take a big shot downfield. Instead, they ran it. Didn't work out for them very well. They should listen to you, partner.
Mahomes looks to throw on third down. Caught, Kelsey, left side. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
And already down 7-0 after the touchdown a minute ago, so a 3-and-out here would not be ideal for them. Nice job finding his receiver there, and they get the first down.
On first down now, run with McKinnon. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside. And that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Now on 2nd and 13. Mahomes, screen play, McKinnon. And he'll get it out near.
There's a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. Looking downfield for Kelsey. And that will be it. To let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. The speedster Dante Pettis back deep to return. And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked down inside the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and not a whole lot of breathe. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Here's Fields. He's going to fire this thing deep right sideline, and that will be it. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. To throw is Fields. That's complete right side to Kmet. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains. This Super Bowl, of course, just a huge one for this head coach. The first time he's walked the sidelines in a game of this magnitude, and you know, I might normally ask the cliche, what's going through his mind right now, but maybe the better question, CD, what do you think are the pitfalls of being a first-time head coach in this game?
Well, you know it's something that he thought about, Brandon, and he had to, and he was thinking about it long as who've been there before. Find out how they handled winning, losing, handling all the ticket situations, travel, practice, all of those things, and then trust your gut, make your best decision.
Incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Foreman. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too. Not
only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebacker.
After the run by Foreman, here's 1st and 10. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And not easy.
He's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
On 2nd and 11 now. Fields.
With his speed, they're hoping he can turn the corner and maybe take this to the house. But that was excellent work defensively to make sure once he caught it, he wasn't going anywhere.
He's going to look deep for more. And unable to connect. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. On the return, it's Tony. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10.
And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go.
They 10. They come up with exactly 1 minute to go in this first quarter. Mahomes now on 1st down. And his throw here's...
They had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes.
That's complete to Tony.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. His second catch of the Super Bowl, and it's good enough for a 1st down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you down. That play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
Complete, the tight end Kelsey. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
That brings us to the end of one in Super Bowl 58. Much more to come from Las Vegas after this.
It's a close game here, early message. You're watching the NFL, and it's right here on EA Sports.
Well, welcome back to the date on the calendar we circle every year. Super Bowl Sunday. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis here with you as we get set to begin quarter 2. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
That was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. And he's going to get stopped up down to the 43. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw is Mahomes.
Looking for Tony on the out route, 38.
The Chiefs on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. Mahomes going to throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
And he will have a Chiefs 1st down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
As an unbiased observer, I think it would have been interesting to see what they would have done if they hadn't gotten the 1st down there. But since they did, I guess the point is moot.
And they're right there in that middle ground field goal range. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Mahomes. Trying to lay one up deep. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Up for this Super Bowl, but you can't do that.
And let's face it, no one wants to lose one of these quarterbacks early in this game. So you know they're going to be protected by the officials.
A quick throw there, going to be
by the coverage, understanding that they're in a high-stakes situation. If he doesn't make a play on that ball, there's an excellent chance it ends up either as a touchdown or as a nice gain downfield.
A quick throw knocked away.
No, they want to finish it with 6 instead of 3.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Sideline throw is caught by Valdez-Scantling.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense. I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, the force was trying to make something happen that just didn't need to, right? I mean, plays happen, let it go. It's over. Instead, he creates a penalty.
Straight ahead they go with McKinnon. And a minuscule gets to the 5. And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal.
Here comes Edwards-Helaire on the toss right.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. That 2nd down play nets a -4.
I tell you, he brings the wood when he comes flying up in run support. He may be a safety, but he hits like a linebacker.
Third and goal, a big play in this Super Bowl.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
He's at the 50, the 30, 10, 5, and they will score a pick-6 for a Bears touchdown. Well, this defense, they've been terrific all year, and they come through with a pick-6 here on the game's biggest stage.
Perfect descriptor there, because we have seen this time and time again. This defense, their ability to take the ball away from teams, they definitely have a nose for the football.
And it's good to make it 14-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Chiefs offense set to go. And they're in a bind early here, down 14.
The rest of your team, you want to make sure that they stay positive, but at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer, and make sure you...
Yeah, still second quarter, you get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. Throwing again on second down. Mahomes. So the complete...
I know the halftime's approaching, but I don't think he's going to want to take a break. That's his 5th catch.
Yeah, they've really been targeting the tight end.
Man open, it's Tony. He's got it.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. 4 catches already here in this Super Bowl. He's got another first down.
When you're struggling on offense, you're looking for anything possible to basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
Mahomes taps this forward. It's a jet sweep. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38.
Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, that maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
38-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Now it's Mahomes again.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Tony.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
2 minutes on the clock in the second quarter of this Super Bowl. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
That'll be caught. It's Tony.
And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made here at the Bears' 35. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards.
I can't help but chuckle a little bit, because at this point, it can't be a surprise to anyone in the building who's going to get the ball. They just keep feeding him over and over, and he just keeps on delivering.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker. And the Bears will have the football as this is taken up past the 30.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And able to take him down. A pretty good gain. A good gain on first. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. A throw there, but an incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches.
Now it's Fields. And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time.
His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. Here comes Tony. Now a hit and a loose football. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line. Was hoping to make a play there on the return with his speed. Instead, he makes a play for the other side.
Yeah, and how many times have we heard coaches say, you know, sometimes it's not really about those X's and O's we draw up. It's about those Jimmies and Joes. And when you have those one of the...
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. Now the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. There's certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And that is knocked away.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
And that's not going to get it done. He'll come up well short of the first at about the 21. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Meanwhile, Fields' throw complete here to Kmet. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. A 61-yard attempt. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. So we've reached halftime here in the Super Bowl. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. What a season this has been. Hard to believe it ends tonight, as we'll get back to you guys for the second half of this Super Bowl in just a moment. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And despite the big lead, they really did next to nothing throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage. We'll see how aggressive they want to be going forward. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they had a little more.
Always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. These two teams sat through a longer than usual 30-minute wait, but we're back in action here in this Super Bowl. No run back here for Jones, a touchback. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this third quarter. And I would imagine this is where
I like the way you went there. Let's not slow down now because the first half certainly went their way. And I would expect them to continue with that type of a game plan. But you're right. You do think back to Super Bowl 54. 49ers had a double.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25. And he's going to get a good gain of more. It does, though, set up 3rd and manageable.
In every play that's run, if it's blocked perfectly and executed perfectly, it's set up to go for a touchdown, right? But I like the way you described that one. Just get into a 3rd and manageable, nice decision-making, and took care of the football.
They have the first down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now Fields. And he will find Scott on the right side. A carry for Foreman. And he's going to bull his way forward to the 48. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football.
Here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. And he's got the 1st down yardage as he takes it down to the 49. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. Again, it's Foreman. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on.
Back to throw. Fields. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 36. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defense. Got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
2 yards, a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. I don't see why that trend would change now.
Fields throw complete there to Moore. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much.
Time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive towards the quarterback, and still try and cover downfield.
On 2nd and 9, Fields.
And seeing nowhere to now it's 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
Fields hit and the ball is loose.
When that ball popped free, we could hear it all the way up here. Those guys down on the field alerting everyone of the fumble. He's lucky that his offensive mates picked him up and jumped on it.
Yeah, and you have to think to yourself, and I'm sure they've been echoing it on the sideline and into the huddle. Guys, we have the lead. Just take care of the football. Don't make it easier for them to start to make a comeback.
From the left hash, it's an even 50-yard attempt.
Santos' kick is up and through,
and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase.
Keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for their first reps in half number 2. Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
And that is incomplete. And it's 2nd down. 3rd quarter of the biggest spectacle in sport, the Super Bowl. Thanks for joining us, everybody. 2nd and 10.
And from the 25, they were 4. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of and we're deep enough into the game. Hitters are long gone. That they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Here comes Pettis on the return. That'll be a 50-yard punt with 8 on the return. And the Bears take over. The Chicago offense set to get started. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it, dip the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
On 2nd and 10, Fields. And this one too low.
Incompletions on 1st and 2nd down bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
Able to hit his target, Claypool. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. You like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 12 more yards there and another first down.
That's pretty much meat and potatoes right there, wasn't it? Just go right at them and let your big horse charge up the middle. Not too fancy there, was it?
Nothing fancy at all, challenging that defense. They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And at the line of scrimmage, brings up 2nd down. Here's the option going left on 2nd down. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We are through 3 quarters of play here from Allegiant Stadium in Super Bowl 58. You're watching the NFL here, the Super Bowl, as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 9. Here's Foreman. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
Well, you know me, partner. I never tell him to back off of being aggressive. But sometimes you see the consequences when you're overly aggressive and you don't secure tackles. Guys break through.
Trying to sell out to pry that football loose. And just as you said, cost some yardage.
Yeah, you got to go get him. Stand him up first before you go for the ball. Don't just go for it initially.
They run again with Foreman. And he'll be taken down just a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll run with Foreman. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. They'll keep it on the ground. Foreman. And he's going to have a first down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what we said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Fields. To the right side, and he's got more. On 2nd down, Foreman.
And a nice job to break free of him down right after. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Fields on third down. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Justin Fields, a 10-yard touchdown run. And the Bears are feeling good as they extend their lead in this Super Bowl.
Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
And the lead is now 24. So that drive, 12 plays in length.
And it was all capped off by the Justin Fields touchdown run. He took it in himself.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
The return man down to a knee, and this will come out to the 25-yard line. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And their Super Bowl hopes are dwindling here in the like a distant memory. And this one just has not gone as they had hoped.
Throwing on first down is Mahomes. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted.
And the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, though, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, you know, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
They'll run on first down. Foreman.
You got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to it. When you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
Throwing on third down, Fields. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Fields now to throw. Claypool with another catch.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
From the 4, it's 2nd and a couple.
Up the middle they go. Foreman. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
Deontay Foreman taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Bears are starting to pour it on at the game's biggest stage. They are running away with this Super Bowl.
Santos now to add the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was finished off by Deontay Foreman on the touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. And the Chiefs now getting set to go.
And it's becoming more and more apparent that this is just not going to be their night. That Lombardi trophy so close, but the expectations simply have not matched the results as they start on this drive, 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd down. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Caught. Kelce, left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Mahomes now on 1st down.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete. Kadarius Toney, his intended target.
And it's 2nd down. And again, it's Mahomes.
Looking for Toney on the out route, and he's got him.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's Kelce on the ground.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st and 10, here's Mahomes.
Over the middle, that's hauled in by Toney.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. From the 30 on 2nd down, Mahomes. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception.
Kyler Gordon picks it off, and the Bears are going to have it here just past the 25. Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they are trying to play it cool down on the sidelines, but they know that they are very close now to wrapping this thing up and letting the celebration begin. A Super Bowl title within reach now as they try to polish this thing off.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. It'll be a loss of 7 on the sack, and it brings up 2nd.
Brandon, that's just football 101. If you're out of the pocket, you've got to get rid of the football in this situation. You cannot take a sack in a 2-minute drill.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down.
72 yards on the ground for him so far.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Here's Fields. That pass complete to Moore.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on here to punt it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the...
And now here is another interception. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City.
And that's got to be so disappointing for a defense. You force the fumble, think you got a chance at a turnover, and instead, not only do you give up the football, you also give up a touchdown as well.
Yeah, you just think to yourself, you've done all the hard work, right? You forced the fumble, but when they didn't come up with it, I think they relaxed a little bit or maybe lost their focus as well, and it ended up turning out to be a touchdown against them.
And these Chicago Bears have etched their name in NFL history. They are your Super Bowl champions. And their remarkable season ends in the most remarkable of ways. They get to put next to their name, Super Bowl champion.
And they can't ever take that away, can they?
Nope.
That lasts forever. So good to see the emotion when it's all said and done. You see the hugs, you see the guys sharing, the collective happiness. Makes me want to carry you around a little bit on my shoulders to celebrate the triumph. And congratulations to them, a fantastic season.